And everybody.
Hello, everyone. So today we are the Ultimate Health Journey with Dr. Phillip Zinni, Angel Conway, and myself, Jovi Marie. We have Alice in the background. So today we are going to be talking about fatigue and a little bit of um, just fatigue and how you feel. So get your questions ready and ask away. So Dr. Phillip, I know you have a few things that you're going to be mentioning about fatigue. So take it away, Dr. Phillip.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of lead off this segment with this whole ballyhoo about the time change. And I did a little bit of research, and it actually turns out of all the time changes, the spring one, when you spring forward, is actually a little bit worse for you. And the big reason is because you lose that hour of sun in the morning, and our brain is kind of wired for sun. We're kind of wired to wake up with the sun, go to bed with the sun. So when they mess around with the time zones, and we're one of the few countries that do that out of the whole world, which is kind of weird. But anyway, when you mess around with that, then the brain's like, what's up? And because of that, there's an increased incidence of depression, anxiety, psychological things. Sometimes people will consider fatigue as being kind of a mental or psychological aspect. Fatigue is also a physical aspect, and the other thing that they've noticed is an uptick in heart attacks and an uptick in traffic accidents, which I guess could be also psychological, because if you're not really focused and you're not really clear on what you're doing behind the wheel, you're going to get into a physical problem like a traffic accident. And then probably the most important psychological aspect, which is also a physical aspect, is suicide. There's an increased risk of suicide around the spring time zone change or uh, date and time change, not time zone, but time change. So, with that little bit of background, we can launch into um, maybe a little bit about fatigue in general, a little bit about sleep in general, and kind of go from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any any questions, or I can just talk all night. So if there's any questions, I prefer to answer those.
So I know that I have a couple of people that had asked questions in regards to feeling tired, especially when they changed the time, right? And they were asking, oh, what can I do to fix that? Or what can I take to actually not feel tired? So, is there anything that you can take or something that would help them out with this fatigue that they're experiencing?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. The natural thing is just kind of gut through it, um, try to get to bed earlier, and there's blackout curtains if it's not dark enough for you. Um, Also, the environment that you're sleeping in should be relatively cool. It should be relatively noise free, or if there's noise you can't get rid of, then have some type of noise canceling device or white noise or background noise, something like that. Avoid any type of light that comes from a TV or your phone. A lot of people just lay in bed and look at their phone until they fall asleep. But unfortunately, light stimulates the brain to wake up. So the flip side of that is to try to make sure that you set your alarm, and um, if you're not waking up with daylight, then you have a good source of something that stimulates the brain and simulates the natural light. So some people will have full spectrum lights. Some people will do red light because red light is one of the frequencies of the wavelengths that you see with the morning rising sun. So those are some of the kind of natural things. And then Alice is asking, what are the most common causes of chronic fatigue? So that's a bit off topic because chronic fatigue is something that's more related to a disease. So usually it's either hormone imbalances or could be thyroid. It could be something like fibromyalgia, which is usually an autoimmune or infectious disease. So that's a whole separate topic. And good point, Alice. We should probably just um, really just designate a segment to specifically chronic fatigue. How do I know if my fatigue is related to a medical condition or just poor sleep habits? Well, the first thing is to correct the sleep habits. And then if you correct that and you're still tired, then there's something underlying it. Commonly for diabetics, it could be your insulin is spiking, your blood sugar is spiking at night, and that causes you to awake. Could be something like sleep apnea or obstructive sleep apnea, where your body is struggling to get air in and oxygen to the brain. So it could be something like that. So the most common things really are to look at your sleep cycle and make sure your sleep habits are okay. And if those are good, and the way you tell that easily is when you wake up, you feel rested and ready to tackle the day. If you don't, then most likely your sleep isn't the best sleep. The other is if you're having vivid dreams, then you know that you're getting that deep, what's called REM sleep, REM sleep. So those are good ways to kind of figure that out.
So Annie asks, could
Go ahead.
my diet or hydration levels be contributing to my fatigue?
Yes. Um, so the older we get, our body mistakes um, uh, thirst and hunger. So the body will think you're hungry when in reality you're just thirsty because you're relatively dehydrated. So that's why in any type of quote diet, which I hate that word, but any kind of menu planning or anything looking at lifestyle regarding food is always drink a full 8-ounce glass of water before you have any meal. And the good adage, and I tried looking this up about a year ago, I couldn't find a reference, but everyone always says half your body weight in ounces of water a day is adequate hydration, unless you have cardiovascular issues like congestive heart failure, or you have kidney issues like you're on dialysis or restricted diet. As far as water goes, half your body weight. So that's a really good way to look at hydration. And then, of course, diet, just like we talked about with the diabetics before, if the last meal of your day is high sugar or high glycemic, then you're going to be spiking your insulin level, and that's going to keep you up. A good way to monitor that is you can now start buying, um, oh, I just forgot the name of it, but there's a brand out there that you can get over the counter. You don't need a prescription. That's a CGM, continuous glucose monitor. Slap that on your arm, download the app, sync it to your monitor, and you can look at your blood sugars overnight and see what's happening. They're wonderful for lifestyle. We use it all the time for lifestyle change, for education. When people say, I'm eating good, it's like, maybe not so much, because look at your blood sugars and how they responded. How much sleep do I actually need? That is so individual. There are people that thrive, literally thrive on 4 hours of sleep. Not me. Um, I need a minimum of 7. 8 is good. Every body is different. So again, If you wake up and you're ready to tackle the day, you feel refreshed, you leap out of bed, that's your magic number of sleep. Now, granted, if you're sleeping 12 or 13 hours a day, and that's what you need, there's some other issues going on. And most likely it's related to hormones, um, either sex hormones or thyroid. Uh, but the most common number is around 8 hours for an individual.
So I want to touch on two things. So I do want to go back to the chronic fatigue. So my question with that is nursing moms,
Mhm.
their sleep deprivation, is that considered chronic fatigue? No. Okay.
No, chronic fatigue is usually defined as minimally 3 months, optimally 6 months. And it's unfortunately a diagnosis of exclusion, which means they have no idea what's going on, which means they really haven't tested for everything. But they have no idea what's going on and you just say, hey, you've got chronic fatigue. But in my experience, there's always a reason. It's just physicians just haven't really looked hard enough or taken the time to look for a reason. Um, but the sleep deprivation for a new mom, unfortunately, that's not really chronic fatigue.
Got you. Okay. And then the other question is going back to the diet portion. Wouldn't you say that what you eat and when you eat contributes to fatigue as well?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm a real big fan. And again, it's not for everybody. For most people, do pretty well with some type of ketogenic type diet. It doesn't have to be wild and crazy like a carnivore where you're eating half a cow a day. But anything that's more protein based is going to be better for you. That's going to help regulate your blood sugars, keep your insulin levels low. And so the last meal of the day should be more ketogenic. Um, if you're going to have carbohydrates like fruit, have it in the middle of the day when your body can tolerate the insulin spike and the sugar spike. But at night, it should be more ketogenic. If you have to have carbohydrates, they should be green leafies, something that doesn't turn into sugar. Um, Unfortunately, you should probably avoid breads or grains because even if you get something that's gluten free, it's still going to relatively turn into sugar. So, ketogenic uh, vegetables and a lean protein source is probably good.
So, Dr. Phillip, we also have Michael that said, when should I get tested for sleep disorder?
Yeah, so classically, if you're sleeping with someone, they'll tell you that you snore. So if you're snoring, excuse me, or if they say, hey, you stop breathing for a couple of seconds, that's a pretty good hallmark sign that you have obstructive sleep apnea, and you should probably get tested for that. And there's some conservative things that can be done for that, and unfortunately, there's some surgical things that can be done for that. But that's usually the hallmark, snoring. The other is if you're falling asleep at stoplights, if you're in the middle of a conversation with someone, you're falling asleep. If you're watching TV, you're falling asleep. Those are usually the hallmark that you've got some type of sleep apnea, and you should probably get it checked or tested.
So, Darnell's asking also, are there any medications or supplements that could be affecting my sleep?
So I think what you're asking may be a twofold question. The first one is what you asked, what's affecting the sleep? And the second one is what can you do to help with sleep? The ones that are affecting your sleep are usually diuretics. So if you have high blood pressure, you're taking a medicine that helps to make you go to the bathroom, to decrease the volume, lower your blood pressure. You should not be taking that anytime in the afternoon. That should be always in the morning. So this way you're not getting up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. If you're taking a thyroid medication, sometimes that can keep you awake. So make sure you take that in the morning. Believe it or not, some people take it at night. I don't know why, but that's not good. Supplements that can keep you up are the B vitamins, specifically B12. So you don't want to take a B vitamin before you go to bed. So those are the things that medicine-wise that can kind of keep you up. And then the supplements that help with sleep are usually ones that are going to help to reduce your blood sugar or reduce your insulin resistance. We have an excellent product that's based on mangosteen called Xanthomist. That's been shown to help out with reducing insulin resistance. The other one is glutathione based called Glutamist. So I usually take those at night before I go to bed, just spray them in my mouth. And then the other is CBDA. The beautiful thing about CBDA is it doesn't have the hallucinogenic effects that THC does, marijuana. So it helps out with regulating your immune system. It helps with getting you to sleep. So those are good supplements that you can try. Then there's other ones, the classic ones like melatonin, 5-HTP. Those all help you. Sometimes GABA can help you because it'll kind of calm you down. And then there's teas. You have to be a little bit careful because you don't want to drink a lot of tea because then you're drinking a lot of volume. And then sometimes you get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. But chamomile, valerian, those are usually things that help out.
Well, that's awesome.
Mhm.
So Annie,
Go ahead, Angel.
Annie asks, what tests can be done to determine if there's a medical reason for my fatigue?
So unfortunately, Annie, there are a battery of tests. Usually when I do my tests, it's anywhere from 10 or 16 vials of blood because I'm looking at sex hormones, I'm looking at the precursors for sex hormones, I'm looking at thyroid, vitamin D, of course, the B vitamins, the vitamins that support thyroid function, and then inflammatory markers to find out why, because everyone has some type of underlying inflammation. Um, so if you're in Illinois, we could possibly arrange a medical consult, and then we can talk to your physician about ordering the test. The only reason why we have to talk to your physician about ordering them is because if I order them, they don't recognize me being out of state, even though I have a license in Illinois. They don't recognize that, and then you may get stuck with a bill. However, there is a company called Rupa, which is a lab distribution center, and those could be gotten through those lab tests, and then it's usually a lot less expensive. For example, I had an individual out here in Nevada that was going to use their insurance, and insurance was going to be $1,700. However, through Rupa, we got it down to $600. So there's ways to get around that, and you can either talk to Alice or Jovi offline.
That's some great information, Dr. Phillip.
Any other questions, concerns, anything that kind of popped up? So the next thing I'll mention is that some people, just because of what's going on in their lives, are kind of burning the candle at both ends. So as a result, because of the fatigue, I'm not a big proponent of this, but anyway, they do it anyway. They'll reach out for an energy drink. So if you're gonna reach for one, you might as well reach for one that's healthy. So we have one called Exhilarate. The nice thing about it, it doesn't give you the jitters. It doesn't elevate your heart rate. Thank you very much, Alice. And it helps to give you some mental clarity and focus. And I use it as part of my workout treat. So that's how kind of safe it is as far as not raising your heart rate, not raising your blood pressure. So you can try that. The only caveat is if you are going to do it, don't do it after noon because it will definitely keep you up. So you want to make sure you do it before noon, unless your whole day is kind of skewed and you're working like maybe a swing shift or something like that. Then maybe you take it a little bit later. But that's our naturally sourced alternative to the big names out there like Red Bull, Monster, Celsius. I know I'm missing some other ones, but it's our naturally sourced healthy alternative for it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome, Dr. Phillip. Mm-hmm. So I know we're at the end of our hour. We're going to have a video right afterwards. So we are Living Well, the Ultimate Health Journey with Dr. Phillip Zinni, Angel Conway, Alice Boswell, and myself, Jovi Marie. Reach us. We'll be on next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. If you get your questions ready, I know we'll be talking again, and we'll probably be going through a little bit more about your healthy journey. All right, you guys. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Welcome to the future of vitality and anti-aging. Our revolutionary products in our Vital for Life pack will support your journey toward optimal health, beauty, and longevity. Let's dive into these groundbreaking discoveries reinventing the health and wellness industry. As you twist and mist delicious glutamist onto the soft tissue of your mouth, you'll love how the nanobubbles enter your body and are delivered in as little as 4 seconds with almost nothing to swallow. Glutamist is an advanced, highly absorbable mist combining nano-sized, pharmaceutical, medical-grade glutathione in our proprietary cellular nutrition blend. This blend of 60 essential ingredients supports detoxification, slows aging, increases energy, and improves regeneration. Modern science confirms that glutathione depletes regularly. Our bodies naturally produce less glutathione as we age, along with factors such as oxidative stressors like stress, poor diet, smoking, pollution, and infections. Our 10x Pure proprietary process enhances the bioavailability of glutathione, optimizing up to 99% absorption and magnifying its benefits. The master antioxidant glutathione supports cellular energy production, healthy aging, muscle and joint health, inflammation health, optimal immune function, natural detoxification, quality sleep, mental focus, and beautiful skin. It is also perfect for athletic performance and the rigors of an active, age-defying lifestyle. CTFO's Performance Mist category is bolstered with the addition of Xanthomist, which delivers powerful mangosteen-derived xanthones directly into the body. Using our 10x Pure proprietary encapsulated nanoemulsion technology, Xanthomist bypasses the degradation of gastrointestinal gut enzymes, ensuring higher potency and bioavailability of its active ingredients. Oxidant-rich Xanthomist supports overall health and well-being, cardiovascular health, a healthy inflammatory response, immune system support, blood sugar balance, and brain function. And we don't stop there. CTFO's 10x Pure Ultimate Multivitamin and Mineral Supplement is a patented breakthrough in the nutrition industry. Enhanced with our 10x Pure delivery technology, it ensures optimal absorption of vital nutrients, supporting cardiovascular health, cognitive function, bone and vascular health, and more. Most vitamins on the market end up in the toilet. Ensuring proper absorption is a crucial key to reaping their health benefits, which CTFO's 10x Pure technology delivers. This innovative supplement combines 23 exceptional ingredients, including amino acids, chelated minerals, biologically active folate, vitamin K2, and vitamin B12. It's the ultimate cost-effective solution, delivering remarkable results for those seeking optimal health and vitality. Finally, meet Super 7, a delicious blend of the world's 7 major superfruits in a delicious, easy-to-assimilate, natural energy-boosting immune support chewable tablet. It delivers vitamins, antioxidants, enzymes, and much more in a daily family favorite ritual. At CTFO, we're committed to changing the future outcome of health and wellness, to advancing truly groundbreaking innovations that help transform how you live, feel, look, and age at the core of our Vital for Life pack. Revolutionize your health with Glutamus, Xanthomus, 10X Pure Ultimate, and Super 7 nutritional supplements. Experience the best health technology ever to be introduced with Vital for Life. Take the first step towards a healthier, happier life today. Visit our website and order your Vital for Life pack now. Our commitment to excellence extends beyond quality products. It's about ensuring your satisfaction every step of the way. With our 60-day empty bottle guarantee, you can try our products worry-free, knowing that if our product doesn't meet your expectations, you're 100% covered. We'll even refund your shipping. Experience the difference with CTFO's advanced, high-speed nutrition technology and redefine your future. Healthy cells, happy life. Welcome to CTFO.